So Porto 1, Arsenal 0. Not just in the scoreline, but in shots on target. Abysmal display. Showed levels tonight. Porto, a defender the same age as me. The manager's son was the best player on the pitch. Absolutely showed Saka levels tonight. The goalkeeper, who's been madly abused by our fan base for saying that we need to show that we are one of the favourites and that we have weaknesses, didn't have a single save to make all night. And yeah, the arrogance of not only the manager, the players, but our fan base as well, to take this team lightly when they've won 2 of these competitions before. They've won in Europe twice before after that. I think they've won a Super Cup as well. They won 2 Europas, 2 Champions Leagues. But not only that, the experience of playing in Europe every year obviously helps them. The dark arts, pulling the shirts, falling on the floor, nutmeg level 100. But then with 30 seconds to go, we start faffing around, mate. And they score. Make sure you sub to the Southern Guna link in the title. If it's not, it's because I couldn't squeeze it in. It'll be in description. Big up, bro. What are you saying?
0 chutes a goal. 0 shots on goal in Portuguese. For my people who don't know, nunca tives uma chance. Never stood a chance. I think I got that right. If I'm wrong, somebody will correct me.
No sides on your case, bro.
I think I'm close. I think I got it. If not, my baby she gonna get me. I hear about it. But Lee, what you saw tonight was a textbook masterclass on veteran leadership by one, Conceição, the manager, and Pepe. Real plain and simple. They went to the library. They pulled the film down this week. They probably had some popcorn, maybe served some lamb fowl, whatever. And they sat around. Yeah, you know, I threw that in there. I threw it in there. And they probably sat around this week, or either last week, or within the last couple of weeks. Yeah, and they looked at the tape and they said, okay, this is how we're going to beat the Arsenal when we play them. We're going to try to get what we can get out of it, and then we're going to try to go there and get what we need. For a goalkeeper to come out and say what he said this week tells me that they obviously knew something that we didn't know. We pulled up today thinking, because we've been on a 5-game win streak and we've been demolishing teams that, oh, we're high and mighty. This team's going to turn over, and we're going to show everybody that we're the mighty Arsenal. Well, you find out tonight that European football does not work that same way, and we will play completely off of the pitch. Alpha One, anyone who's followed this week, I wanted us to win. I had us at 2-1. I said it was going to be a tough game. I even quoted the song. I even said we're going to go there. You're going to hear Porto, and you know how tough it is at that stadium. It's a tough stadium historically, us playing them. I don't think we played them since 2010, and series is 3-3 with 1 draw.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever beaten them away.
No, we've never beaten them away. Everything is at home. Everything is at home, which you could look at that and say that's a positive going into the next game. But giving up that goal late today really put us in major pressure. And you know how this team performs under pressure, under this manager in Europe. It's usually not a good turnaround. Whether will we win or not, I'm not even going to step out on line and say what's what at this stage of the game. But I do know this. This is the second or third time, maybe even the 4th time this year, that we've had games where we have not scored a goal. 0 shots on target. We went right back to what we got away from doing. We went right back away. We went right back to it. Yeah, pre-Dubai. We went right back to what we are known for. Sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards, backwards, sideways, up, down, left, right, A-B start. That's what we went to. We went right back to tried and true. Real ones know what that code was. But you know, we have to get out of this mentality, Lee. And our fan base, and I'm going to be frank. We heard fans this week going around talking about this is Burnley. We have fans going around talking about 5, 6, 7. You know, we're going to blow this team away. We've got to start respecting these teams in Europe. Well, why do you say that, Matt? Let's look at Lens. Let's look at PSV. Let's look at Olympiacos. Let's look at Villarreal. Let's look at Sporting Lisbon. I mean, look at the teams, these so-called minnows. So these so-called teams that we should be brush aside, and we tend to struggle with them. We are really about to find out the mental aspect of this team. The mental, not can we win a game, not can we score goals, but the mental aspect of each and every player on this team. Because the pressure now across the board, not just in Europe, but we're talking in the league now, because we're 5 points behind Liverpool, and City's got a game before us on this weekend, which is going to be a tricky game as well. Newcastle is always tricky, regardless of the fact of what their form is. And newsflash for everyone who's watching this, we're going to see the same formula on display that we saw tonight from Newcastle. That's why, for those who didn't know, that game looked eerily similar to what we saw when we played the wind-up Merchants, and they got their goals and got out of Dodge. That's what you saw tonight from Pepe. We watched a young man tonight who's 21 years old, Conceição, and he ripped that right-hand side apart. I hadn't seen, he was cutting through there like a hot knife through butter past the Grey Poo Pond. Lee, if I was looking for a player, I'd have to inquire about that young man.
Bro, Pedro Neto regen.
Yeah, he looked
direct, quick, left foot, right foot, nutmegs, direct. Yeah, bro.
The other fella,
quick, tracking back.
His partner in crime, the other one, Pepe, the other Pepe, the winger. The way he dropped his shoulder and went in on Havertz. And Havertz had to hold him. He had to grab him because he got skinned up a little bit. He had to hold him because he was headed to goal. He was on his way to goal to score. And then Lee, we go to the final few minutes of the game. This is what separates veteran leadership. Excuse me. I'm going, before I go to the final minutes of the game, I'm going to mention this point, then we'll get to that. I want to show an example of what separates veteran leadership and a player that's been around the block from inexperienced players in these kind of situations. There was an instance when Pepe found himself in trouble in that game. I can't exactly remember. It was in the first half, if I'm not mistaken. He realized that if he turned in, he was probably going to lose the ball, and he was subject to a kind of 2-on-1 counterattack going back the other way. So instead, he just simply shepherded the ball out of bounds, which gave the defense in midfield time to reset, and they got their bearings back. Let's fast forward to the goal today. We're in the box trying to get the ball out. We're just fumbling around. Boom, 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 boom. Just kicking, just little lazy kicks anywhere.
Yeah, the goalkeeper shanks it out.
Shanks it out. What happens? Goes right to the player. Declan Rice.
Martinelli tried to shank it across the pitch. Rice, Jorginho.
And then what happens? The player comes in, world-class goal.
What a finish.
What goalkeeper 7 years off his line? And bam, 1-0, they're out of there. What are you saying, Matt? What are you saying, Matt? I'm saying in that situation, just kick the damn ball out of bounds and figure it out. This is when I say the mental aspects, Lee. And notice I'm not raising hell today. I'm not raising hell because I just know mentally we're not where these teams are when it comes to they're on a different level. And I'm not
look at when 29 was breaking. He dropped a shoulder, he broke over halfway, and they just pulled his shirt off his back. The card. And they were taking it in turns to do tactical fouls, bro.
Look at it laying on the ground today. The fella, he's just falling, he's holding himself and rolling. These are things that you look at the manager, Conceição. He played for Inter Milan. Where did he learn this stuff? Porto. He is skilled in this. The manager has relayed that. Then you've got Pepe, 41. He's out there looking like he's 21. He took Martinelli today and put him in his pocket. And so I'm going to show you around the stadium today on tour for free. I'm going to show you around the stadium.
Dog walks in, bro.
Yeah, you don't walk them across the stadium, man.
Bro, that was one of the easiest games he's ever had in his life.
Yeah, soccer today. Reduce the rubbish. And let's stop this. Look, man, I like soccer. Soccer's a fellow Virgo, by the way. He's not world class yet. He's not world class. We need to stop this because a world class player today finds a way to drag the team out of the mire and get them over the line.
Where was our captain?
He was still on the bus. He didn't get off the bus today. He did not get off the bus today, Lee. And this is where we've got to have these uncomfortable conversations when it comes to Martin Odegaard. Because for everything he does good, there's a lot that he does bad. And Lee, when we're playing against a team that's just a notch ahead of us, he can't compete. He can't compete. We also need to have this discussion, Lee. We need to talk about the quality of ball in the Premier League. We need to talk about the quality of ball in the Premier League and why more and more Premier League teams are starting to struggle in Europe. This smash and grab football we see on Saturday and Sundays and the occasional Monday and Friday, it ain't working against these other teams, man. These other teams are skilled. It's a reason why you can go look. These Spanish teams are just running riot in these cup finals. You look at a team like Porto constantly in the round of 16. I mean, they make a living in the round of 16. You know, people used to talk about us on the Vanguard. I mean, they were there when we were there. We come back, guess what? They're still there. They're still there. And if they ain't there, they in the round of 16 of the Europa League. They're always hanging around. These teams are. Let me tell you this too, Lee. Anybody can say, "Well, it was Porto." Me and you talked last week, Lee. I don't think you mind me saying this. We talked on the phone for about an hour last week, and I told you, I said, if we ain't careful and we was to play Copenhagen or somebody, we ran into the same problem again. We ran into the same problem again. It could have been Copenhagen, anybody else in Europe. We would have saw that. Lee, they told me that we were ready for Real Madrid. Bring them on.
9 players getting a combined 11.
9 players. Yeah, that's what Brother Gal said.
Howe and Ben White, but I'm going to go Ben White.
Yeah. Let's stop with that, y'all. We're nowhere near the caliber of Real Madrid. We're not even on this. We shouldn't even be mentioned in the discussion with Real Madrid. And I said this during the broadcast, and I'm going to be real. If Arsenal has any aspirations of hoisting the Champions League trophy, you damn sure better get it done this year. Because there's a man coming from PSG going over to Real Madrid. That you've got Bayern second their manager. They're going to probably go splash a little cash, add some something to the team. You've got City's probably going to retool. United's going to try their damnedest to try to get into Europe in some way, some shape, form, or fashion. You know, you look at some of the other teams. The Juventus is starting to get back in gear.
Even in Milan, nobody mentions Inter, bro.
Inter, they hung around. You saw they did last year.
Yeah, they got a top manager.
Yeah, you saw they did last year.
Still plays for them, by the way. So does Mkhitaryan.
Yeah, and they're getting the tune out over there. You saw that. So I mean, you look at these other teams, man, and you look at where we are. And this is the question that I have to pose to people when we talk about, can the manager get to the next level, Lee? These are the games that when I used to say, I don't think the manager can do it. These are the games because these are the ones that get you. You have to just think about this, ladies and gentlemen. He's got to get us past this game. And guess what's next? It's an even harder run. Once we come back, Lee, and we come off of this, we get to the next Porto match, brother. It's either going to be Chelsea if they don't get their fixture moved, and then you got Man City
away.
That's 2 games, 2 massive games away.
Hey, if we don't beat Newcastle, we're fucked anyway. But listen, we are going to wrap this up. Make sure you sub to Southern Guna. Link in the title. And yeah, we're out, guys. Adios.
En la basura tonight.
Vete a la mierda y o te putas para siempre a teta fuera.
Mil Dios.
Puta madre.